Boom!
Here we
You
are.
are live on the Truman Show with the great Frank Shields. How are you, Frank, today? You look great.
Feeling good, feeling positive. The grand
Yeah.
rising is happening once again. So
You know,
grateful.
every day should be a grand celebration of life. Life is so short, too, and that's something we don't take into account too much until we reach a certain age. Then we're looking and like, yeah, I got to do something. Not everybody, like most are in deep rest, but at one point, the ones who are looking positively towards life are like, yeah, I got to do something. Time
Mhm.
is running out.
Yeah.
So today, Frank, we're gonna start with the school. I think that's
Yes.
where we were at.
Hmm.
Very interesting one. Very interesting concept.
Yeah.
Schooling. Not that it's shouldn't be implemented or we should teach each other, each one to each one. But first, you gotta have a good learning attitude. It's
Hmm.
not really what we learn in school anyway. So I'll let you go on, Frank, with the English, and I'll read the French just for
Yes.
the benefit again of myself. Sometime I
Hmm.
can maybe comprehend a little bit more if I read it in French, and it can benefit French listeners or that
Right.
just speak a bit of English. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm doing something here.
Hey, I think it's a good thing to throw in as many different
Yeah,
ways to say what is real and what is true. Speak it out.
exact. If I could speak Albanian, I would read the Albanian too. If I could speak Italian, I would read the Italian, but I don't.
Mhm.
So we'll keep it to French and English.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's on, yeah, Frank.
All right. Let's go. School.
Let's go. Roll.
Let's go. School. There is a phenomenon on this planet called school, supposedly meant for teaching beings. It doesn't teach beings how to sit properly, how to speak properly, how to live properly, how to evolve one's soul. Then what does it teach, one wonders? It teaches swear words, gremlinliness, through providing a common ground for interaction with other spoiled brats. All it does is prepare them for being part of the mindless system through stuffing them with incoherent data. Still, every parent wants to send their progeny to it, and there are many who think school system can be improved, that it is not essentially flawed. They took the guru out of the Gurukul system of learning to create S cool school. They replaced guru with S for system, a system which appointed multiple unaware teachers to set up an assembly line producing unhumble robotic zombies, serving evil and hurtling headlong down the conveyor belt to hell.
I can't resist but laughing. It's so obvious also. It's so obvious, but we live in a world that where people do not even question their own doings. So we have to state the obvious. We have no
Right?
choice. Like
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here today stating the obvious,
Yeah.
but what's obvious is not obviously obvious to some people. So we have
Exactly.
to be here on YouTube, man, to state the obvious. Imagine how fucked up this world is. The older I get, the more I realize stuff, and the more epiphany come to me and stuff. And the other day I was on the bike path and I was looking around and I'm like, you see all those houses around. Well, that's where you die during your living days. So your coffin is not in the ground, it's above ground.
How
That's how I see
about
it. Now,
that? How about
that's
that?
all coffins that you build for yourself because sometimes you have a big mansion, a big house, and demands a lot of energy to maintain, to buy stuff for it, to all the
Mhm.
stuff that goes around having a big house. And
Yeah.
that's where your energy goes most of the time. So you don't love nothing during the time you scrub your car or scrub your house or do the wash mania. So
Exactly.
so I think that really becomes your coffin, your sarcophagus. How do they call it? Sarcophagus or
Yeah,
something?
sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus. Oh, I'm good.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
better with the
Very
English.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, école. I'll focus on what we're doing here. Never mind the coffin. But that's what I'm saying. The more you introspect, the more you look around, you observe, the more you will realize these things. Just like the sunglasses. I didn't want to bring it back again, but I because it's so ridiculous. It's that's the obvious too. Why do you wear sunglasses? Why do we even have to talk about this? Like, it's so crazy. École. Il y a un phénomène sur cette planète appelé école, apparemment censé enseigner les êtres. Elle n'apprend pas aux êtres comment s'asseoir correctement, comment parler correctement ou comment vivre correctement, comment faire évoluer son âme. Du coup, qu'est-ce qu'elle enseigne, se demande-t-on. Elle enseigne des gros mots, des attitudes de gremlin, en fournissant un terrain commun pour interagir avec les autres enfants gâtés pourris. I would add. So, tout ce qu'elle fait, c'est les préparer pour faire partie du système irréfléchi en les remplissant avec des données incohérentes. Pourtant, tous les parents veulent y envoyer leur progéniture. Il y en a beaucoup qui pensent que le système scolaire peut être amélioré, qu'il n'est pas fondamentalement défectueux. Ils ont enlevé le gourou du système d'apprentissage Gurukul pour créer S-Cool, School, un S à la place du U. So, School, so gourou est remplacé par S. School signifiant école en français. Ils ont remplacé le gourou par le S de système, un système qui a nommé de nombreux enseignants inconscients pour mettre en place une ligne d'assemblage produisant des zombies robotiques non humbles, servant le mal et fonçant la tête la première dans la courroie transporteuse vers l'enfer. This is big. This is so big.
Huge.
But it's so obvious. That's what's going on. Like, I went through the schooling system. You went through it too. I went through a public school in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. That was like really indoctrination. And the more you stay in school, the more indoctrinated you will become and more disconnected. But even disconnected, even D-Link, maybe D-Link to Iron Divine, disconnected. I don't like the word. Right. So D-Link, you will lose all sense of life, like at one point, because all that's in your head is the script. You're not able to flip that script because of the schooling system. And it starts young. They send children to school at 5, 6-year-old, I think. This? Like, just because at that age, exactly, the brain's like a sponge. So come on, let's fill them with bullshit and nonstop until it becomes their reality. And that's what happened. And like he says, they just serve the evil system. And do we need a system? Do we need something to function? Yes, we need something. We need some kind of, not governance. We should be able to govern each and everyone ourselves, govern our own thinking, first of all. Right. You don't need someone to think for you. That's the first thing. But, like I said, we live in a world where people do not even question their own doings, let alone the doings of the government. And the government is nothing. The cabal, even the sub-cabal, the deep deciders and deceivers of this world, which are often even behind those Freemason and all that nonsense that we hear all the time. That's much beyond that. If you think Freemasons are at the grand decider of the, come on, it's much more dark than this. That's just a distraction, I think. And it's part of the system too, part of the distraction. And schooling is exactly there to, I'm not saying nothing is good there. There's maybe, but even that, even the 3,000 hours that we qualify as good, it's to learn ABC 1, 2, 3. What's ABC 1, 2, 3? Was that, did I invent this? No, they put it in my head. So now I have a vocabulary and numbers, and that's all I think about all day long. Every time I see something, I put a name on it. because I've been taught this way that everything has a name.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a car in my head, that the word car comes up. So that's how they program us, and that's where we should also find a neutral space and detach from that programming to always put a name on everything. But in school, they're hard on this, man.
Oh yeah.
That's how they start you to name. They give you a book with images and words because they want you to know their words.
Right.
They call it a tree. Okay, that's your word. To me, it's a living thing. Once you change your perspective around the definitions and the words that they have gave you in school,
Right.
everything changed. So it's all a matter of a perspective, I think, on perspective on life, perspective on yourself, perspective on everything has to change. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes parents send, like you said, their children to school without even thinking where they're sending them. And the
Oh
worst
yeah.
is you put them in a school bus that looked like a prison bus. And you don't even question that. Why do the school bus look like prison bus? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. And it's the same principle also that the prison system is the same thing. If you look at prison, how it works, and schooling, it's pretty much the same. And
Yeah.
it's sad to see that people do not realize what's going on, but I think it will come to a point where it's everything is just gonna explode and break because I think, like I said to Arthur, I think the vibrational state of this earth is going higher. Like our vibration is elevate is think of my words to use. That's why sometimes I hesitate.
Rising.
Rising is rising. There you go. I elevate. I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's rising. The vibrations are rising. So our vibrations are rising. So if it rise, it doesn't go down. So what goes down to hell. What
Right.
rise go down to heaven, to
Mm-hmm.
the heaven in your heads. So we're all gonna reach that heavenly state at one point because it's inevitable. It's that evil system is not gonna uphold like this for very long in the schooling and all this.
Right.
We won't see it from our living days, probably not. But eventually, I'll be seeing it from above when I'm in the stars. Then I'll look down and I'll be glad that people are evolving and
Yeah.
see the world evolve, and especially the schooling system needs to evolve. We need to
Oh yeah.
teach children the truth first of all, but the
Mm-hmm.
truth is who you are. The truth is so hard to teach and to tell someone. It's something you realize. The truth is you.
Right.
It's within you. It's all the answers are within you if you ask the proper question. If
Mm-hmm.
you're at peace and calm too, like Arthur says often, you got to be at peace and calm for those answers and stuff to come to you. So
Yeah.
school doesn't teach you to be at peace and calm. They want you agitated,
Yeah.
really in a
Stressed. Mm-hmm.
yes, stress and a chaotic state. So maybe if we bring back peace and calm into the beings of this earth, maybe we will be able also to deal with each other a little bit better.
Yeah.
Less hate, less jealousy, envy, and all the nonsense feelings that has been taught to us that are not real. It's
Mm-hmm.
not real. Jealousy, envy, and all the negativity is not real. It's something we have made up. It's not real. It doesn't
Yeah.
exist in nature. A tree is not jealous of another tree. No, he will link up with him underground to grow better. Just
Right.
like what we're doing now. We're linking up to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, all of those traps, of getting stuck into those, into the illusion of those type of emotions, hate, envy, jealousy. I mean, they have, in the Christian ways, they have the seven deadly sins, and in the Vedic thing, they have the Shadripus, like they're the enemies of man, and they exist within you, so you have to overcome them. And in a sense that, like, if you are not operating based on a deep connection with nature, divine, and doing the work to evolve, there's these kind of things laying under the surface that's going to kind of pull you into a type of behavior or a type of reaction that is going to try to control you, you
Yeah.
know. So anyways, we don't need to go too far in that direction, but this is a really cool P-log school, and I'll bring up an interesting scenario. So like a little bit down the way from where I live, literally there's a middle school, and then there's like a regional state penitentiary that's right across the street. You know, it was like, it's so strange that
Wow.
they would put them right there beside each other, but you just look at it and you're like, oh yeah, the prison, and then the slave the factory, you know what I mean? Like you're just pumping out like slaves, and then and then the if you if you can't be a good slave, then you might go over here, but overall, like we're all these prisoners to this system right now if we can't start to take off the shackles of ignorance, like you were talking earlier about just having to come here and just state simple things as they are. I mean, that, nothing speaks more to the fact that we're in the age of ignorance and darkness, and we're working now. We're taking the steps. We're working to get out of that, to rise above that that heavy darkness, that sleep. It's very similar to just like a deep sleep where you're unconscious and you're totally unaware of your surroundings, even yourself. Because when you're in deep sleep, you don't even have a sense of self or anything. You don't even know you're a being, which is the case
I
for
was
so many.
sitting with family dinner yesterday, and someone was saying, but my son was saying it's good to put a bit of Baja Gold salt in your water with lemon juice and stuff. He said, I take that
Nice.
every day. But someone across the table said, oh, I didn't know that. I think she's like 60 something year old.
Oh,
Won't
right.
name, let's not say, but it's just to say an example that simple stuff like lemon water or a bit of salt in your water, or like you're not even aware of that, and you're what, 60, 65. Like it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird,
Uh-huh.
especially that they say it. They're shameless about it,
Right.
shameless about their unknowing and
Yeah.
deep rest state.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
it's Twilight Zone, man. It's fucking Twilight Zone sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty wacky.
Yeah.
But at least admitting that you don't know, that is part of the first step to being able to get out of that ignorance. So
You should know at least what to eat, what's
simple
good.
things,
But
right?
we
You
have
would
been
think.
corrupt. We have been corrupt so much, Franklin, that a cockroach and a rabbit and a deer they know more what to eat in nature naturally than humans.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
so corrupted that they even have erased that DNA, probably inspiration that guides us towards natural stuff. Like it's
Hmm.
crazy because I'm thinking sometimes, how did we get there? Like it's
Right.
so obvious nature is there, give us good food and that, but
Hmm.
we're stuck eating in boxes and very toxic food.
Right. Become
There's
very unnatural, and that is
exactly.
they've implemented certain strategic methods to separate us from nature and what's natural and our own natural sense, and they have us dysregulated in so many different ways. The new sun is
uh,
the light on your phone, the blue
yeah,
the blue light.
yeah.
I saw a reel the other day that was just talking. This guy asked AI, he goes, AI, if you were going to enslave humanity, what would be the best way to do that without them knowing that they are enslaved? And the AI was just like, oh, it's something I would dysregulate their endocrine system and give them all this false information, and make it was basically explaining very much of what is going on in the world
Oh,
today.
we've been hacked. We've been
Yeah.
hacked. The human DNA has been hacked, or something inside us has been hacked, because it's not normal to not know instinctively what to do here. A lion knows. Is a human gonna go teach a lion what to eat, what to do with his life? And it's an animal. He lives in the wild. And
Right.
you think you have supreme intelligence, you sitting in your living room drinking Pepsi and eating pizza and watching TV? I don't get it. I don't freaking get it. Or
Yeah.
watching hockey, because here they're big on the hockey and stuff.
Right.
Sit in
Right.
front of the TV and watch a hockey game? Like,
Mhm.
really? Anyway, it's not my thing, but anyway,
Yeah.
people
But so back to
people
this.
love to be distracted. This is what I realized. They
Oh yeah,
love the distraction.
that's very true.
And that's
Um,
not natural too. So that's very unnatural to be distracted from your life. You know,
yeah.
what is life for? To be distracted or to be lived?
Right.
But you don't
Well.
live when you're not, when you're in an evil state. You don't live.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's so true. If you're not really living life, then you have more of a desire to be distracted
yes,
from your dead state, right? Because
yes,
you don't want to face that truth that, oh,
no,
I have a limited time. Death is actually approaching me. And by the time I get there, like it's going to be too late, but I don't know what to do. So if I just do something else and distract myself, then I don't have to think about it. You know?
exact, Frank, exact. We kind of block it off, and then we become destroyed, and you can see it in the eyes of someone. But that's why often you see them with sunglasses too, because they don't want you to see their eyes. Their eyes are empty. It's an empty vessel, you know.
Right.
So anyway, that's it.
So
It's
we so
sad but true.
it's definitely sad but true. But this brings to light this bit that the section that P's talking about here, learning and education. The education piece is very much missing. So, like what P's saying here is super cool. Like, what should we learn at school, or like, what would a real guru, a being who has like real knowledge about the multiverse, about the functionings of the human body and the environment that we're in, our connection with nature and the elements and the stars and everything like that, what would a real guru be able to impart and share with its students or people who would want to learn? He says, um, posture, right? It does, like, because school today doesn't teach people how to sit properly. So a guru would teach proper posture. School today doesn't teach how to speak properly. So the guru of today would teach proper speech, how to use your words to, generate the type of things that you want to say. So you want to be able to say positive words, to kind of create a positive energy towards nature, towards the environment, and towards other beings, and not cast, these spells that are going to confuse and trap people. How to live properly. So a certain type of lifestyle. We need to know, like, what is the lifestyle? Do you want to be living the lifestyle that they show on TV and the music videos and the, having a gold teeth, or like something that's just like weird and disconnected or separated from divine? No, you want to actually know what is the lifestyle that's going to cultivate good health, well-being, a positive like mental and emotional space, so that you don't get confused and so that you don't just become a wreck who is, you know, um, wanting to constantly look for distraction. Because yeah, the more confused and lost we are, the more that we're impulsively drawn toward things that distract us.
And we're
And then
drowning in it, like you said. We're
yeah,
really drowning in distraction. It's not just a little
completely.
bit.
No, yeah, we're gasping and we're taking a
Permanent distraction.
yes. And then the last thing P says, so this is all the things that he says we're not learning at school, right? It doesn't teach beings how to sit properly, how to speak properly, how to live properly, how to evolve one's soul. So actual practices, techniques, things that you can do that uplift and awaken the consciousness.
Yeah.
So that's going to be us connecting with nature and starting to use our own perception, taking in the sensory stimulus from our environment and computing it and starting to speak good words like, oh, the tree is so beautiful. Look at the way that the branches divide themselves, and look at the way that the leaf is shaped, and the color and the form and the shape and all these different things. We can start to refine and use our speech to describe the qualities of nature and divine, and it starts to actually, that's a positive and a beneficial use of the speech. And then we can use our speech also to program ourselves uh, to continue to come back to the center, because the world is fluctuating. I think even in the good times, there, the nature of life is, it fluctuates, and so we have to be able to always be able to come back to the center. So those type of repetitions and things of, I want my well-being, I want to increase my intelligence, I want to love myself and others in a real way, not just in a pretentious way. So, saying things like these. And what does that love mean? It means care and concern for the self, and taking actions that actually show that as an action oriented term, not just, ear candy or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. And perspectives also, like I want my perspectives to change. I would add this to your
Yeah,
thing
for the
because,
higher.
yeah, because I, once you see things differently, because I think it's all perspective at the end of the
Hmm.
day. It's all about how you see things, how you see others. And once you shift and flip that perspective to something much more positive, than in your dark state, how you see a tree, how you see someone else, how you see a computer. Like it's all how you see things.
Hmm.
From my experience, the
Yeah.
moment I started shifting my perspectives, even on myself, and everything started to shift like a cascade. It's going to
Yeah.
be like a cascade of a rippling effect. Like it doesn't stop. So changing your perspective on life, on everything, like responsibility, perspective, these words are so, so important.
Hmm.
And they're very positive also. Responsibility, respond. You have the ability to respond.
Yeah.
So you should respond, but you do not respond. So you do not know what real responsibility is. All you know is your responsibility in the system. But that's not being responsible. That's
Right.
being a drone robot trained to pay bills and die. It's not
Exactly.
really. It has nothing to do with responsibility to me. Responsibility is towards higher and divine. We
Yeah.
have a divine responsibility to cheer up first. Cheer
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
Blame I not. Anyway, better cheer up.
That's
So
it.
next is teachers. Unless you want to add
Yes.
something else, Frank. But
Yeah. This.
I think
I
it's
mean,
so
this.
obvious that the schooling system, like for many of us, even like there's things that are not so obvious in the world. We have to really dig deep. But the schooling, I think it's obvious that it's a failure. Look at the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
So
it is, it's obvious to people like us. To other people is not. It might not be so obvious. Or, I mean, they always make fun of it in school. I mean, in movies and stuff like that. So they show you how much of a joke that they've made it,
yeah,
but at the same time, they try to, people try to take it seriously. And people are spending oodles of cash to go to these universities to learn a lot of fake information, and then
man, and often you're gonna be in debt for the rest of your life because you went
yeah,
to it, especially in the states. Here, not so much. I think you can be in debt, yeah, but in the states, it's very expensive. Let's say you want to go to Harvard and you're on your own and you want to
oh yeah,
enter Harvard, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg just in
yeah,
intuition.
hmm,
So you're gonna have to take loans from the government, and the that it's crazy. After you pay for this all your freaking life, and the payments are very high, and you
hmm,
cannot put this on bankruptcy, so they make sure you cannot bankrupt it.
yeah,
That's the other thing too. So
hmm,
they kind of put chain around you. Now we're just not talking about primary and secondary
yeah,
school. We're talking also advanced grade like
hmm,
university. You're gonna pay
yeah,
big time to get in there, and for the rest of your life, if you don't have wealthy wealth is wealth about money. If you don't have parents that have money, I don't want to use they use the word wealth to describe someone that has lots of money.
Right.
Health is your wealth. Someone that's very healthy, that's
Hmm.
wealthy.
That's real wealth, right? Yeah.
That's real wealth. The
Mhm.
money in the bank, first of all, you don't know who's wealthy. You don't see their bank account. They might show all kinds of stuff on the exterior, big house, big car, but everything's on credit. So they're
Mhm.
not wealthy in a sense of money, too. They're just in debt, dying inside, just worrying about their debts, what to pay. And the,
Yeah.
that's why the mortgage, they say a mortgage, mort is dead in French.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I told you it's your coffin in your house. And you pay a mortgage
Yeah. Wow. Right.
or
Yeah.
your sarcophagus or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah.
Cercueil, pour ton cercueil, en français, c'est un cercueil. I'm losing my
Mhm.
voice. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I think I talk too much. So next, teachers.
Yes. Teachers.
Try to get my voice back.
Yeah. Teachers. Many are given this title of teacher in society. In society, none of them have the slightest clue about even the T in teach, T each. T being the crossing for each soul. Still, still, these well respected members of society do this pretend game of knowing and teaching every day, surely as or more evil a deed than any so called criminal does.
Oh yeah. Enseignant. Oh, my voice is back. That's good. Enseignant. Beaucoup ont reçu ce titre d'enseignant dans la société. Aucun d'entre eux n'ont la moindre idée du T dans each, dans teach, signifie enseigner. T étant le croisement pour each, chaque homme. Pourtant, ces membres respectés de la société font semblant de savoir et d'enseigner tous les jours. Très certainement un acte au moins, sinon plus malfaisant que tout ce qu'un soi-disant criminel fait. That's true. That's because, anyway, it's the effect that they have on beings is far worse than any criminal anyway.
Mhm.
So, pourtant, ces membres respectés de la société font semblant de savoir et d'enseigner tous les jours. Très certainement un acte au moins, sinon plus malfaisant que tout ce que soi-disant criminel fait. That's it. So yeah, it's very to think that you're teaching something. What are you teaching exactly? You're not teaching nothing. First of all, you're just repeating a curriculum that's not been made from you. The government gives you the curriculum for the school. So you're just a parrot repeating a curriculum. You're not teaching nothing. A real teacher should teach you to evolve. If you teach me something is to evolve, I hope you won't make me devolve. But no,
Mhm.
but that's what society does. They
Yeah.
want being to hurt themselves. They want you dead. The system wants you dead. So do you think going through the schooling system of this dead system, you will come out alive? No, you'll come out even more dead.
No. Yeah.
But you won't realize that until you light up that bulb inside and look
Mhm.
at yourself like something else than an insignificant being being put on a blue ball to circle around the sun or whatever nonsense they tell you. Like if you don't look at yourself in a way that you are here to create love, magnificent life and magic and stuff, and
Mhm.
those teachers should teach a child how to create love, magic in their life. Like that's the whole essence about life. It's
Yeah.
magic.
Mhm.
Look around you. Everything is freaking magic, magnificent. It's beyond anything that I can even put words on the beauty and magnificence that I have around me every day.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed to just be around this whole earth beauty that I have around me. So, but
Mhm.
you can't notice that if you're stuck in that teaching that they taught you. Like
Yeah.
you have to look outside of it, and but yeah, that's why the damage, like he says, the damage that they do to those beings sometimes is irreversible too. It
Right.
can be reversed, but in some being, it's completely reversible. They will never wake up from that nightmare that they put into their head. And it's really
Mhm.
that. Like it's like you're alive on earth but dead. No vibe.
Yep.
You're not, and you don't know nothing worth knowing. Like
Hmm.
it's Twilight Zone. I say it again. From my perspective, it's freaking Twilight Zone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're
That's,
all alive here with
mhm.
life, but we can't even be grateful for life. We don't even question our own doings.
Right.
Crazy, Frank. So yeah,
It is something,
teachers should question their doings.
huh? Yeah, that's for sure.
It's on you, Frank. On you.
Yeah, this is a very cool P log. I love how P puts together this different like perspective on even the word teach. T in each. T being the crossing for each soul. So to actually teach something, so each one of us has a spirit that eventually, whenever we leave this body, is going to go either in like a horizontal direction, as in you're going to come back here. This is the Vedic perspective, by the way. If you've done things that uh, are determined that you basically aren't qualified to even come back here, then you're going to go down. And then if you can live a life in which you're cultivating the right type of proper qualities, if you're working to evolve yourself, then maybe the access will be granted for you to go to higher realms. So that's going to be the crossing. So to actually teach uh, someone would be to explain to them the things that they need to know to be able to make a proper crossing. Because we all, like, in that sense that we all want positive things for ourselves and for everyone in a sense. But, that then comes the concept that, maybe everybody doesn't want good things for everybody. But that's also a pre-qualification to be able to go to higher realms. You have to want good for yourself, and you have to want good for the whole, for everyone. You can't have this attitude of malice and like coveting, or like wanting something bad to happen to somebody else.
You
That
know,
you can't have that kind of attitude and expect to be able to go to higher realms. That will not uh pass or whatever.
uh,
So yeah, this is a cool concept. That what does teach even mean? It means to be able to uh you know provide an individual some things that's going to help them be able to make that proper crossing. And yeah, like we were talking about earlier, uh if you can start to see what's actually happening out here in the world, it's not hard to see that we are in a state of ignorance. The majority of the people on this planet are very asleep to what is the real truth and the real reality of what life is for, how to live properly, and how to even feed yourself. Even just the very most simple things, are very far away from like a common sense, these days. So people who take on these teaching roles and positions, they are also in that state themselves. And so it's not surprising that, they would just continue and perpetuate this false, way of being, or just continue to teach this fake way of the evil system is,
look, I got out of high school. I thought Christopher Columbus and all this was real. Like the stuff they teach you in history class and stuff. I
yeah,
thought it was real. I thought maybe it's nonsense, but even that. But
right.
you don't look at things with the good perspective, like I said, because you don't look at the words they use, the story, the fable. So you just take for granted that they tell you it's reality and it's true, but that's the thing. It's all
Mhm.
made up. It's all man-made stories and made up and stuff, and especially like Christopher Columbus. Like, come on. So, uh,
Yeah.
discover the America or something, but there
Uh,
was always someone here. Like, even to say that discover, like the discover what? Like, what are you talking about? He discovered something.
Yeah.
What is the first human to have set foot on America? Like, what is nonsense? Huh?
No. I
Like, there
mean,
was always someone here. It's
if they
called
could
the
have been
native,
a little bit more
First
honest,
Nation, whatever.
he would have been maybe some of the first people that the Catholic Church sent to rape, pillage, and plunder the native peoples of the
Exactly.
Americas.
That's
You know, if
more
you
your
just want to be a
title.
little bit more honest with what they were doing, you
Yeah,
know.
that's it.
But
Honesty would be good in that case because then we could state exactly what they've done to decimated the tribe and came here to kill everyone and assimilated everyone into their church nonsense.
yeah,
But that's another thing. But anyway, with
exactly.
this came the school and everything. It's all part of that, that big system wheel that they have put in place.
Yeah,
Next, education.
education. People of this planet send their children to schools and universities for education. The thinking is that they would learn something. They are, like all else, totally oblivious to the fact those places exist for making sure beings don't come to know anything, while instilling the false idea that they know a lot.
Yeah, that's what the... Éducation, les gens de cette planète envoient leurs enfants dans des écoles et des universités pour leur éducation. L'idée est qu'ils apprendraient quelque chose. Ils sont, comme tous les autres, totalement inconscients du fait que ces endroits existent pour être sûrs que les êtres n'apprennent rien pendant qu'on leur inculque la fausse idée qu'ils en apprennent beaucoup. Like I said, what is worth knowing? Algebra, all this. Like I'm starting to look at what I've learned in school. I went to CEGEP, which is like after high school. It's like university for you, but here in Quebec we have primary, high school. That's 12 years, and then CEGEP you can go 3 years, and then
Yeah.
university,
Right.
which is like another 7 years if you want to do a doctoral or something, a doctor degree. Nah, you're really indoctrinated at that point. After 25 years in school, you're really indoctrinated. That's why you become a doc. Anyway, and you put the ship in the dock and blah, 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 blah. We can go on in this. But anyway, yeah, education is really something that people think they're going to learn something in school worth knowing. But you're going to learn stuff, but not necessarily worth knowing. Like,
Yeah.
maybe it's just to make you a drone Borg, a robot into the system. Maybe just think a bit. I don't know. Look at it a different perspective. What education is, and you will realize that first of all, you should be educating yourself, like in nature, like observe the patterns of nature, observe others, just observe, just be an observant, have a servant art. Start observing, just that, and shut your mouth. Shut your mouth and start observing what's going on out there. Then take it in, reflect. You have the capability to find answers. But if you do not sit in peace and calm, and no answers will come to you. You're too agitated. You have too much chatter in your head. That's all there is: words and numbers and stress and stuff and anxiety. And so take all this out. Be at peace and calm. Observe nature, and everything will come clear. It cannot become clear if you're in that state. We're in the wrong state of mind. That's why we're so astray and far away from higher and divine state that we should all reach. Like, it's not just for one man. We should all reach a state that we can serve higher and divine. But to serve higher and divine, you have to be in that state. Do you think Iron Divine will come and play with fools? No. Play with serious people that wants to do the work. Like, I'm not saying I'm freaking accomplish anything here. I'm just doing my journey and trying to do something. I don't even know what I'm doing because I shouldn't even be here. Like, all this is it's confusing for me also to even be here. Stating the obvious in a world where people are supposed to be intelligent. They're not supposed to be dumbified. I'm not supposed to be here. That's the thing. I should be in nature. But I have to come here because I care. I care, and I want this world to evolve. I want myself to evolve. I
Yeah.
want to clear that trauma. I want to heal.
Yeah.
That's why I come here, because I see the trouble, and
Hmm.
it's so obvious. But we are so dumbified that we cannot even see the obvious anyway.
Hmm.
And education is part of this.
Yeah.
So, Frank, tell me about the education. Did
Yeah.
you
This
tell me
is.
something? I was wrong on something. I don't know. Sometimes I'm on a high ear list, so I
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
give what I give, and now I'm gonna shut my mouth and let you talk.
Yeah. I mean, this is the.
But it's all love, and sometimes I might sound rough and stuff. But there's no time for joke here. If you think
Yeah.
I'm come here to play joke or whisper sweet nothing in your ears, it's not time for this. We're waking up.
Right.
So it's time to let's go. So I
Yeah.
won't be. But it's all love. It's all. I don't come here with bad intention to create love, confusion in your head. It's not
Hmm.
that. It's just I have a perspective on life, and I come and share it. That's all.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all. That's that. Make it more than this. I have a perspective and I share it.
Yes.
That's all.
So on education, I mean, this the very missing piece in so many people's lives. Yeah, like the way that it's presented is that you go to these schools and then you come out better. But like P says, like you go through all 12 years of high school and then whatever, even if you choose to go through university, and you know maybe less than you did when you started. Now you have all this false sense of knowing, and it's starting to they not only want to mesmerize and confuse and fill you with a lot of like nonsense, but they want to give you pride that's going to make you unhumble and is going to make you more likely to cast offense toward what the real is, what the truth is, what the whole, and and so that's this whole other. I mean, they've got it. That they're pretty clever at how they're making people, trip over their own
Oh yeah.
selves. So you got to give them that.
Oh yeah. They're very clever. Very. The system is very subtle, but very obvious.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you see, because, and like P, I don't know if it's one of the ones that we've already reviewed or another one that's to come, but he's like, it's much harder to talk sense to an educated, so-called educated person than to be able to speak sense with, like a villager or some, more common person, some more tribal or like person who hasn't been, gone through all these things that, are so what do you call it, celebrated these
Yeah.
days. Oh, if you have all these degrees or if you have all these accolades and whatnot, then we'll put you on this pedestal. But that's actually, you're on a pedestal for being okay. This person is actually farther away from what is actually going on, and this person who's more on the ground level, a farmer, a villager, or whatever, these people actually are more connected with what is real actually, and they're connected with the elements and the earth and stuff to a degree. So
No,
yeah.
for sure, and that's why I like his thing. He says a villager or someone that have from the ghetto. Let's say from the ghetto. That's why I like the reggae singers that have went
Mhm.
through hard stuff and are like John Serial, man. He's so happy to make the blades. It's crazy. So I bring joy to his life, and that I'm so it make my heart feel warm when I hear that he's very very grateful, and it allows him to repair the flat on his bike because he had the flat he said he can't walk properly or something, so he loved
Mm,
having his bike and stuff.
right.
Now he was able to repair his bike. I'm like, are you serious? You come
That's
on,
great.
let's make more with John. I
Yeah.
said like, so I like to hear those. Yeah, Tampane, same thing, man. A very, very talented singer, but so underrated. And I don't know. I think he deserves more than what went to him
Mm,
so far. So that's why I'm into his life and trying to uplift the best I can with
right.
music and stuff. Like my goal is also to make more with these guys, definitely.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, and you're gonna get a different kind of speech from those beings than reggae singers are often rasted people. They call it. I
Right.
don't know the label so much,
Right.
but I'm not into labels or define who you are and this and that. But often it's people that have a greater sense, a little bit more than the average population. I'm not
Hmm.
saying they're all super awake. It's not what I'm saying and aware, but they're closer to awakening and awareness, total divine awareness than someone sitting in front of a TV consuming all kinds of nonsense and,
Or on
and
a,
believing it.
or in a high rise, like in a CEO
Yeah,
position, of some
that's what I'm saying.
corporation.
So you're
Yeah.
gonna have a different kind of speech from those people. So
Yes.
that's why it's very interesting to do music with them. So I'm never gonna stop for sure. Maybe
Yeah.
we have time for one more. Yeah, yeah,
Real
yeah,
student. Yeah.
yeah. Real student, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the French. That's why en français c'est vrai étudiant. So I'm guessing real
Yeah.
student.
Yeah. Yeah. Real student. Only when the discontent with the 3D matrix, one's own state, and the mad society of the present gets more than one's ego, one is ready to be a real student. It doesn't happen from being forced into so-called schools, wearing the school uniforms, entering buildings called universities. It happens from an urgent realization something has to be done.
You said the word president.
I
And
know.
you said the word present after.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Present isn't president, but you just take the ID out. Take the ID out of president, and you have the word present.
Right.
I picked it up when you said it right away. I
Uh-huh.
listen, man. I listen.
Yes. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that thinking, man.
And there's something there, and you hesitated too, and I knew you felt something too. Yeah, and I kind of felt
Well, it
something
was
coming
funny,
from.
yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's about becoming discontent with the present and the president,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
a present problem. you know.
And the ID, in a way, I got to reflect on this, but I wrote it down. It's something.
That's fun.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's fun that you said it and I picked it up too. So yeah, it's just to say how much we're in sync together and we're like on the same frequency. You can tell. I
Yeah,
listen to
yeah.
you and I pick up things. So yeah, vrai étudiant en français. Seulement quand le mécontentement, sorry, de son état d'être dans la matrice 3D et de la société folle du présent deviennent plus que l'ego, est un être prêt à être un vrai étudiant. Cela n'arrive pas en entrant dans des bâtiments appelés universités. Pourtant, des uniformes scolaires entrant des bâtiments appelés universités. Cela arrive grâce à la réalisation urgente que quelque chose doit être fait. Yes, you have to realization perspective. Sorry, all these are primary words to look at definitely, and until you're discontent of your state in this world, uh, the ego will be your navigator, if I can say. The
Mhm.
ego will just, you will be on
Yeah.
cruise control, literally, until you take off the cruise control and you yourself press on the gas. That's
Mhm.
why there's cruise controls in cars. I find that funny that it came into existence in maybe 70s, 80s, 80s. You started seeing that, 90s, maybe
Mhm.
even later. Now, yeah, after the 90s, I think. I gotta remember. My father didn't have cruise control in his car. It was a Datsun 210. That's on 210 Brown's hatchback. Anyway, I
Yeah.
remember the car
I didn't start
back.
driving until like 2000, so I can't really say. I don't know.
Exactly. And I started to drive late too. I had my permit. I was 27 years old.
Oh well, right.
I never drove. It's never interested me. I was always on my bike
Hmm.
until I met Kim. And now, because of the distance in between each other, I said, okay, now I got to start learning to drive if I want to see you,
Yeah.
girl. So, yeah.
Right.
That's it. So that's what came into. But yeah, a real student. First of all, you got to be discontent with the state that you're in, and then you might start to learn things if you have the proper attitude and humility and humbleness, and recognize that someone can teach you something, or maybe you're Mister Know It All and you don't need to learn anything. That's the case for most.
Right.
They will not even hear what you like, because the perspective again that you have on others is not that they can teach you something, is not that at all, because you
Hmm.
know it all. So but
Right.
they have to teach you after all, maybe more nonsense in the system, nonsense that we're all caught up. But if you go to real teachers and people that have something worth sharing, you will learn something. But you need to have that
Mm.
proper alignment, frequency, receptivity, opening. You got to be open to teachings. Like, no, but people are
Mhm.
open to teachings, yeah, but always within the system.
Right.
If it fits their deep rest paradigm, they will learn.
Yeah.
They will learn anything within the deep rest paradigm.
Yeah.
The moment you start shifting that paradigm for them and bring them into another kind of paradigm, whoa, now it's they're gonna either shut you down, or so you gotta be prepared for that stuff. And I think people are being maybe chosen for this great work,
Hmm.
maybe not. Maybe it's just decision. Who knows? I don't know. I'm confused as pretty much everyone here about life. I'm able to admit it that sometimes I'm very overwhelmed. First of all, by the good things in this world, the good stuff,
Hmm.
blessing. Maybe it's a good word. Maybe I still haven't wrapped my head around it, so that's why I don't want to. I use
Yeah.
it, blessed love, because you have to learn also to be less, maybe less program, maybe less program, maybe be less blessed, be less program.
Yeah. Right.
That's what it
There
is.
you go.
I just found sense around it, but yeah, maybe be less blessed, maybe be less program and more human,
Hmm.
more less alienated to be. Yeah, that's good. Bless, be less alienated. Don't
Hmm.
be an alien here on Earth.
Right.
But when I walk around, that's all I see is alien. The alien invasion is here,
Hmm.
bro.
Yeah.
It's all
Exactly.
around.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's on you, Frank.
Yeah.
I'll finish
Real,
with you.
real student. I mean, I love what P is saying here because he's certainly pointing out that it takes like an authentic and a sincere desire within you. It can't be the truth can't be put on you. I mean, you can be told what the truth is, and depending on your state, you can be open to hear that and actually take it in or not. But to actually like learn, you have to want to know. You have to want to know. And so because that's going to give you the impetus, that's going to give you the spark, that's going to give you this thing that's like, I got to figure it out. And like the more that you kind of and like what P's saying here, is only when you realize like how everything is so backwards and so corrupt and so turned around in the current day and age and the state that we're in right now in the world, and the present state and the president, how wacky everything has gotten. um, it's only when you can realize that from your own experience of life. You can't even just be told that, you can be shown so many examples, but like sometimes only until it happens to you yourself as an individual. That's when life gives you like something that makes you want to be like, oh, like I need something needs to change, in me. there's what do I do? You know, how do I have time. I have the time that I'm here, that I'm alive. So what do I do? You know, and you really you can um, you know, when you have that sincere thing that's like you really want to know, you really want to awaken, you really want to like start to come into a better life and a more connection with nature and divine, and um, then the answers will start to come. You know, when you have that sincere seeking, it will actually the multiverse will start to
And
give you
also,
answers.
you have to be all in
Yeah,
or nothing.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, all in.
exactly.
Your mind, body, and soul,
Hmm.
all in or nothing.
Yeah, yeah, because like B says, the only thing that you're going to do to yourself if you're trying to play both sides is you're just going to torture
Yeah.
yourself. You know,
Yes.
and there's a lot of ways that they try to suck you back in, or that these different parts of
Distraction or
yourself or whatever are like, oh, but I like this thing or whatever, you know. No, like you it's going to do the best for you, and you're going to feel the best if you actually just like you say, go all in, you know.
you know, what do you think the system wants from a being that is on track? They want to distract it.
Right.
So that's why there's all kinds of distraction. And
Yeah, I
people
like that.
fall into the traps of distraction. They are, you know, try to link up with permanent action. Never mind the distraction. I don't like consistent. And I was going to say, oh, beauty of consistent action, but
Mhm.
consist. There's even a system there.
Right.
Consist. Man, like, what the heck is this? Anyway, so yeah, so just go into action. Never mind the distraction, because that's what they want. They want you to be distracted. So the
Right.
moment also you starve those distractions, you have time now. So you have
Hmm.
time for what? You're probably gonna start thinking too. You're gonna hear your own voice, not the TV, the radio, the music, the friends, the families, the mother, the father, all this will start like reducing within you, and you might hear yourself, and you might be guided towards a better path in life. So I'm just saying, just try,
Hmm.
at least try, try to erase those third parties in your head,
Right.
because you are here to there should be two parties in your head. There should be two,
Hmm.
you and the divine.
Yeah.
Like, that should be it. But now there's a third party trying to corrupt your mind. And they have succeeded very well. Because look at the state of the world. If you think that this is right, you have a serious issues. If you know that something is a little bit wrong, you might send something. But
Hmm.
I think it's all a matter of perspective, like I said.
Yeah.
So, Frank, we're at the top of the hour.
That's right.
You're frozen. Oh, you're there now. Okay. So I was saying we're at the top of the hour. You want
That's
to
right.
add anything else?
Well, I'm just grateful to be able to always come back and keep, you know, reviewing what's real and what's the truth. Because I mean, that is the nature of, uh, or something we just really have to stick to. You know, is just keep coming back and just like keep speaking the right thing. You know, because
Yeah.
yeah, it's not hard to fall back asleep in a certain way. You know, like once you awaken, it's, you know, you can't unsee all the things, but at the same time you can, you know, doze off or whatever. So we really, it's our job, each one of us, to keep coming back and keep, you know, making
It,
that forward movement.
it's dangerous, and it's very it can affect, and it even affect me sometimes, the distraction, and I really have to tell myself, leave it aside, like especially the phone. Sometimes the
Oh my
four
gosh,
of us,
it's
and
hard.
if you're honest, you will admit it. Sometimes I'm on, because I upload stuff on TikTok, but then I end up watching the feed. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
I know, it just puts it
Yeah,
right in your face, you know.
yeah, but they kind of push it in your face.
Yeah, yeah.
But some videos, I'm not saying I never learned anything
Right,
worth
there's content.
knowing.
there's
Yeah, yeah.
content out there,
There's
definitely.
people coming out. There's not just Truman in the world coming out with truth and facts and reality and stuff. There's all
Right.
kinds of great people putting great stuff out there. So sometimes I get, and of course I will not watch stuff that is. But if I, but even that is distraction because I should be focusing on reliving more of this life that I want for
Hmm.
myself, for everyone around
Yeah.
and the world and the Truman Show and this and that. So
Hmm.
no, sometimes I get distracted too. That's all I want to say. But
Yeah.
I'm working on it to starve them. But is it possible in a world that's all you see is distraction to completely starve them? It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard unless I disconnect all equipment
Right.
and
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
all internet and stuff. If I cut the internet, the Wi-Fi, maybe then, but then I'll have the fury of Thor from other people living in this house too. So you have to cope with the fact that sometimes you don't live alone. Like I have my wife
Yeah.
and my children. So am I gonna be the only sole decider of what's going on here? Like at one point, that's the world we live in. I think it's the way we use it. Also,
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it's it's something to strive for, to continue to focus on the right thing
Yeah,
and work to be disciplined, because like all these, like you said, the internet and all this, they're just tools, but the way that they're being kind of twisted in the time is
yeah.
yeah, that they're they're trying to pull beings I saw some meme that said the internet's trying to send me to hell. And it was like, something, and it was like it very much can assist you in doing that
Oh, yeah.
to yourself if you're not careful. So
But it can bring you into heavens too. So we have kind of two web happening. You can be caught up in the dark web or in the good web on the
right.
internet, like what we're doing now. And as far as I'm concerned, that goes on the internet. It's on YouTube. We're
Yeah.
not just we're talking with each other. I don't make it something more than that. Also, like I don't think the whole world will get a. It's a talk we're having together. We're
Hmm.
just deciding to put everything online because we're in a world where it's necessary to come out and state the obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Frank, that was an honor again.
Yeah.
Great talk and great vibe, especially positive vibe, man.
Yeah.
Positive vibration. And, you know, truth is positive. The lies are negative. We know lying is not good. It's not good.
Mhm.
Don't lie to yourself too. There's lies in the
Right.
world, but make sure you don't lie to yourself too.
Mhm.
Be true to yourself in the first place.
Exactly.
So I'm losing my voice. It's time for me to go rest my voice.
We'll see y'all in the next one.
Yeah, boom.
Next moon day.
We're out. See ya. Much love. It's all love. I'm frozen at the end.
Every time.